Weird toys from the early 2000s that I really wanted to eat. I know this video is super specific, but just watch the things I show you and tell me you wouldn't want to shove these in your mouth too. Up first, we have this stuff called Floam. If you were around in the early 2000s watching Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network, you remember the commercials for this shit. They made it seem like God's gift to man in the commercials, but it was a really pretty useless product. That being said, the sound it made when you pulled it apart, I'm gonna insert some audio here. Are you shitting me? This shit was practically brightly colored marshmallow fluff with Rice Krispies inside. I'm gonna eat that. I begged on my hands and knees for this for Christmas, and my mother actually gave it to me, and then I smeared it into the carpet almost immediately, and I wasn't allowed to eat it, and I still regret it to this day. Number 2 is Orbeez. Oh, my mouth's watering at that JPEG that I'm putting in at post. I don't even see it, but I know it's there. Once again, brightly colored. If you want me to eat something, color it rainbow. Make a broccoli rainbow and I'll shove that shit down my throat. If they made vitamins that look like these, I would be the healthiest human on earth. Something about wet spheres just gets my appetite going. Do not take that out of context. Speaking of little round water things, Aquadots. This one's fucking crazy. You definitely don't know about these things if you weren't around for the early 2000s because they discontinued them pretty quick. And the reason for that was, of course, children were eating them. But you know, kids eat a lot of things. That's not a full reason to discontinue them. But they found out if you ate them and digested them, it would turn into a chemical called GHB. And if you don't do drugs or have friends that are well versed in drug culture, GHB is like a pretty hardcore drug. They call it Georgia Homeboy, also known as liquid ecstasy. So these kids were obviously eating these brightly colored little water orbs and just start fucking feeling themselves. To this day, I've tried to get my hand on some Aquadots. I don't even do drugs, but I'm here for the culture.
Okay, so I've been told we have a birthday at this table. Oh, we heard it, it's your birthday, we're loving that for you. Your birthday cake is on the house cause Chili's is so cool. We love your birthday, we love you, can't you see? We kill and die for you because that's all a person needs is your holy presence. Lord, bring your spirit down and give this child a birthday crown, 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 crown. And you know what I mean when you walk on the scene, you make everybody scream like, ah! Get out of my house!
I just want to see my kids!
Leave my children alone, Dale!
Your children?
You walked out 15 years ago. You can't just come back into their lives.
Okay.
It's confusing for them.
I'm a bad dad, okay? But did you even remember that today is Thomas's birthday? Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday, love Chili's.
Enjoy.
Emergency evacuation orders have been issued for Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, and North Dakota. The eruption continues to grow in magnitude.
Right now, I'm being chased by a 1,000-degree avalanche of ash and gas. A pyroclastic death cloud. The most hazardous thing a volcano can unleash. It's incinerating everything in its path. Cities within 500 miles of the caldera will be buried or burned to the ground within hours. Volcano night! It's a blast. The cloud is gaining on us. It's going about as fast as a fighter jet, maybe 500 miles an hour. This car doesn't go quite that fast.
If you know anything about me, it's that I am America's leading COVID-stricken Cars versus influencer slash analyst. I'm an expert in Cars versus, and I would be okay there. Be kind of a real bummer, just because I know undercarriage repairs are pretty expensive. Kind of ruined my Tuesday, as with that, but wouldn't like ruin my life, you know? I'd have a good story for later. This car, oh, now see, that would be a massive issue for me because one of my biggest fears is getting unexpectedly drenched in raw sewage, and that looked like it maybe had sewage in the back of it. There we have a, what I think is known in the Cars versus world as a proper issue. Although, you know, the seats are intact, so maybe. I'd rather not take my chances off. Now, there is the smartest car in the squid. The what? What did I just I think I was going for Squad, but I like Squid better. It's the smartest car in the Squid. If you don't know Cars Versus, there's one car that always drives around the obstacle like a smarty pants. That's the smartest car in the Squid. You know, sometimes you write a line, like the most famous example in my own life is fell asleep the way you fell in love the way you fall asleep slowly then all at once. And you're right, when I wrote that line, I remember being like, that's pretty good, and it is. I still like it, okay, but it's not nearly as good as the smartest car in the Squid. That's proper genius. This is what would actually happen to me, I'm pretty sure, is what the tank is going through, which is that I would not bring enough speed to the square pit, and so I would inevitably fall inside of it, which doesn't really appear to be that serious of an issue, so I might pick that, if we're being honest.
All I can think about is how useless these are because they're not clear.
That's why it's scary. It's an OSHA violation. It's not safe.
Stop trying to do everything.
But I want to. I like it. It's working out all right-ish.
The problem is Elmo wants to go home, but Elmo can't because he has another 40 minutes. Elmo's gonna sue.
So I don't think enough people realize that to make a deal with the demon has to give you its true name, which means you have its name, you own its name. And if the demon double crosses you on that deal, you own its name. And you just have to go into the woods and find every fae you can at their mushroom hidey hole. Wake up, you raggedy hoe. And then give them the demon's name. For example, I sold a soul to a demon in exchange for power. Don't worry about where I got it. And the little bastard gave me this battery. And I'd have been okay with that, but the battery's dead. It's a dead battery. Now, come on. Yes, I'm going to give you my name. Get your ass up. Wake up.
Okay, very good. And you do have to answer the question of the day, so be prepared.
Is the question about Batman?
Depends on your answer. All right. Favorite band?
AC/DC?
Zac Brown Band.
Also Zac Brown Band.
Oh.
The Beatles. Zac Brown Band.
You guys are just trolling now. Batman, what's your favorite band?
Zac Brown Band.
Dr. Smith, are you okay? I'm fine. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm good.